never, never, never give up. If you pause and notice, you will find it everywhere. Negative news. On Facebook, Instagram, or even when you turn on your TV, every platform is full of disinformation campaigns, uncertainty, fear, and anxiety. The question is, what do you want to see and hear? What is it that gets your attention? I think I'm on point when I say the answer is that you want to watch and listen to people who make you feel good. People who spread positiveness through uplifting thoughts. Thoughts that you can keep in your mind to get that positive energy whenever you want. These are the people who show you the best way to go through your day, with confidence and strength, without worrying about all those things happening around you, things you don't have any control over. Times like these only reinforce my belief that the research and work of the integral environmental healing through spherical harmonization is among the most important ever to promote world peace and emotional stability for humanity, and that we need many more people to share their positive energies with this world through active contribution. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why you see so little positive news and hear from very few positive people? The reason is not that there is nothing positive to say. It's more about the fear inside us that grips and paralyzes us. And it can be really difficult to break free from the fear and reconnect with love and inner peace that we all carry inside us, but are unaware of. I speak from personal experience. My path to spherical harmonization is associated with a near-death experience. I was given a second life after I escaped death in the desert by a hair's breadth. My path to becoming the successful environmental healer through spherical harmonization, which I am today, was a very long one. To be exact, over 20 years, years that were full of mistakes, detours, and dead ends. I am a qualified engineer, and I always felt that my mission is to help and heal right from the beginning. My personality type is that of a helper. I always played with the idea of studying medicine and becoming a doctor. In my 20s, I spent 1 year in an ashram in India and devoted myself to old Buddhist teachings and meditation. That profound experience shaped me into who I am and helped me determine my path in the industry. My focus has always been to keep my heart in mind. After several years of successful work at VW and other large corporations, I almost crashed in a helicopter in the desert on a business trip. I survived, and that, my friend, was a second life given to me. However, this stroke of luck taught me that when you leave old paths, your own views often suddenly sharpen. I realized that I would not find fulfillment either in large corporations or as a doctor. However, my will to help and serve humankind remained intact. After all, that's who I am. I realized that I could do that especially well on an energetic level. Why? Because everything consists of frequency, vibration, and energy. Thanks to Professor Bernd Senft, I started to experiment with the orgone energy of Wilhelm Reich. I did expand it with the techniques of Victor Schauberger, Nikola Tesla, Walter Russell, and other scientists like Nassim Haramein, and through my research, I was successfully able to dissolve stagnated energy fields in nature in the Algerian desert. I was able to make it rain in the desert and created a sustainable and self-sufficient microclimate functioning since 2004. I know it sounds unbelievable, but it's true. And that's not the only unbelievable thing that happened at the same time. People who were on my property, and even the whole country of Algeria, suddenly became free of fear. It no longer allowed itself to be oppressed and controlled by the authorities. The attempt to start the Arab Spring in Algeria simply vanished. The people showed resilience to the manipulation of the elites. They did not engage in it and remained in peace, enjoying loving interactions with each other. Salam alaikum. The whole movement of celestial acupuncture and spherical harmonization then took its course. As time went by, I received requests from other places in the world where it was not raining enough, or people were suffering from the effects of geoengineering, HAARP, and electromagnetic radiation. I started sharing my knowledge on Orgone energy, healing the atmosphere, and 5G as best as I could. I installed more spherical harmonizers all over the globe to create a network of harmony. Unfortunately, I did not position myself much more clearly during the earlier stages at the time. Looking back, I recognize it as a big mistake. Had I known at that time what my real destiny is, and the areas I have more knowledge and experience than most people, I would have been able to help humankind with my actions much sooner. So, my advice to you is, if you dream of following your destiny, realize your unique position in this world as early as possible and act in a small way right now. In fact, I did many things in the right way, as slowly my understanding of the GUI. Because bit by bit, my understanding of the things that guide our universe grew, and I developed increasingly better performing systems. From the Cloudbuster to the big spherical harmonizer, providing 500 kilometers impact per diameter, to the small spherical harmonizer with 180 kilometer impact per diameter, up to the hollow fractal harmonizer for providing protection against 5G in a single family household. Getting invited to several large conferences with hundreds of people in the audience and internationally renowned researchers like Dr. Klinghardt, Masaru Emoto, Professor Bernd Senf, etc., to share my knowledge. And then I realized, to create a global network of peace through a spherical harmonizer, we have to start on a small scale. We have to start with ourselves. Can a butterfly merely flapping its wings in one corner of the world cause a tornado in another continent? Yes, it happens, and scientists call it the butterfly effect. During that period, I had no idea of what was going on in this world. What plots and plans were being forged by politics, the financial elite, and the pharmaceutical industry. I believed in the traditional systems and their good intentions, until the day I woke up to reality. I partly had to learn in a rather painful way what it means to be combated by these powers in Europe, to have my bank account blocked and be repeatedly and tentatively silenced by multiple devious methods. Finally, I took full responsibility for my own life. My current actions in every situation are to ensure that I am on the right path for the good of humankind. Due to the critical worldwide political situation, I had to dedicate myself more and more to this important global responsibility and provide the technique of celestial acupuncture and spherical harmonization globally available for the benefit of all humanity and nature itself. It has become more important than ever to clean the air from pollutants like chemtrails and to protect it from dangerous radiation like HAARP and 5G, and manipulation of the human mind, to harmonize nature and all living beings, and to contribute my very personal part to a harmonious and peaceful world. Never, never, never give up. I considered my own life as a second gift by the desert. Nowadays, I know, you don't necessarily have to experience these frustrating moments to bring a positive change in your life. There are amazing ways to network right from the start, to not let yourself be silenced, and start making a big difference on a small scale. At the time, I would have liked someone to grab my hand and explain to me exactly how to avoid all these mistakes and detours, and what steps I should have taken to avoid wasting as much time and money as I did. That's why I decided to miniaturize the technique of the spherical harmonizer even further and make it accessible to everybody in the world. This way, I can network with people who have a positive message for the world. Those who have the same mindset and want to help other people take their lives into their own hands and look positively into the future. After many years of research, I have developed the hollow fractal harmonizer and the small spherical harmonizer after many years of research. I have built a spherical harmonizer network, the people's network of harmony. However, it is no longer sufficient for me. Not anymore. Free travel has become more difficult for all of us, and I am also getting older. My work is increasingly censored on the internet, and third parties are still trying to silence me by various means. But I never give up. I would like to pass on my knowledge to kind-hearted people and feel at peace knowing that active companions and brothers are at my side. For this purpose, I have created an educational program to qualify as an integral environmental healer. Here is a short insight. The training to become an integral environmental healer initiates selected students into the secret science of spherical harmonization. It consists of 3 parts. A theoretical part. B, a practical part through the accompanied construction of a big spherical harmonizer. And C, a part focused on personal development with practical body exercises and breathing techniques. The operator of the spherical harmonizer will be able to go into resonance with it and exerts a decisive influence on its effect, and sometimes even act through it. Old blockages and stagnations of the energy flow can be dissolved. The mind becomes clearer and more focused, and the intellect sharpened. The ego can be overcome, which will be a great service to Mother Earth and humankind. The integral environmental healer learns to build and operate a spherical harmonizer and becomes a part of the global network of spherical harmonizer operators. A global harmonizing network in the form of the flower of life helps build an interpersonal, strong network with great cohesion. This map here gives a rough overview of the already existing network of big spherical harmonizers. It's all about life in contact with those energy fields of this earth. The torus energy, the sacred geometry, and the vortex, and quantum physics. Life in the state of being. Everything begins in the now, and everything begins with ourselves. So, you become the most crucial part of environmental healing. You get the opportunity to ask many of your questions, get answers, and experience what has been kept secret from humanity for a long time and continues to be concealed. Integral environmental healing through spherical harmonization helps to dissolve chemtrails, harmonize the atmosphere, protect against 5G, and remain exactly who you are without HAARP influencing you further and further, authentic and with your energy. You protect yourself and your environment from weakening and negative vibrations, as well as mind control. You stay awake, conscious, and healthy. And there is magic in every start. The holistic aspect of being human, body, soul, and spirit, has always been of great importance to me in my professional and private context. Whether working with the environment, the human being, or the universe. My focus is always on what constitutes the respective organism and its wholeness. I always try to respond accordingly. We are not only physical organisms. We are not only souls or spirits. We are composed of all three aspects. That is why it is so essential to internalize Reich's understanding of the organism Earth and the principle of life energy organ.
Actually spray sulfuric acid in the stratosphere 20 kilometers over our head and use that to stop the planet warming up.
We had the possibility to measure aircraft engine exhaust at Zurich Airport. We also found metals. In the aircraft engine exhaust, we detected 16 different metals. We made measurements from the jet fuel as well and noticed that the jet fuel contained aluminum and barium.
Geoengineering is real, and weather weapons exist. By cultivating organ energy and dissolving stagnant door fields, the Earth, society, and humanity itself can fully recover in a self-regulating, harmonious process. In this process, the unblocking of the stagnation is the solution. With my hands and the spherical harmony system and the celestial acupuncture, I can sense energetic blockages in the atmosphere, which are often triggers of physical or psychological illnesses in humans, and not infrequently triggered by HAARP, EMF, or chemtrails. This implies that Mother Gaia, as well as the human being, is then no longer in its inner balance, giving an important impulse to be able to restore this balance is what I see as my duty since my accident in the Algerian desert. This task provides me with happiness and fills me with gratitude and humility even today, after more than 20 years. Do something meaningful. Do you believe that you can help and build up many people with your good energy? Then join our network of spherical harmonization. A movement of the heart. Set up a spherical harmonizer. Provide your property for the construction of a big harmonizer. Or support us directly in our work by building some by yourself. Let me train you as an integral environmental healer. A task that weighs on one person is very heavy, but distributed among many people, it is light as a feather.